Fish can't fly and that's okay. Before you compare your life to someone else's, ask what you were made to do. Even the brightest sun cannot grow a single flower. Light needs soil, roots, and time. Stay with Mira's story. Comparison may never feel the same again. In Sundagram, a quiet village tucked between soft hills and slow rivers, lived a teenage girl named Mira. She was kind to neighbors, steady at her chores, and careful with her words. Yet one habit stole her peace. She measured herself against everyone around her. When Anna won medals at school, Mira whispered, "I'll never be that talented." When the neighbor's son flashed by on a new bicycle, she felt poor and small. At festivals, a perfect song or dance made her believe she was missing something essential. These thoughts were like a thin rain that never stopped. They soaked her days until everything felt heavy. Less joy in classes, less energy in the morning, less hope at night. She started to think the ugliest sentence her heart can learn: "I will never be enough." Her mother's gentle advice and her father's soft jokes rolled off her like water off stone. The story inside her was louder than all of them. One afternoon, a wise old woman named Shantima came to the village. People said she could listen in a way that made tangled feelings loosen. Mira, desperate for relief, found the courage to speak with her. She poured out everything: the medals, the bicycle, the songs, the smallness, the ache of running a race she never seemed to win. Shantima listened like a still pond receives rain. No rush, no judgment. When Mira finished, the old woman said, "Come to the edge of the forest at sunrise. Your answer will be there." At dawn the fields were white with dew. Mira reached the forest, where the air smelled of wet leaves and quiet earth. Shantima stood waiting, her staff planted lightly in the ground. "What do you see?" she asked. "Many trees," Mira said. "Some tall, some short, some leafy, some bearing fruit." "Imagine the mango complaining, 'I'm not as tall as the coconut,'" said Shantima. "And the coconut sighing, 'I have no sweet fruit like the mango.'" Mira laughed. "That would be silly." "Why?" asked Shantima. "Because each tree has its own value," Mira replied. "A mango doesn't need height to be precious, and a coconut doesn't need sweetness to be useful." Shantima nodded. "Exactly. If every flower tried to burn like the sun, who would bring fragrance? A forest is strong because each tree does its own work. Some give fruit, some hold soil, some offer shade." She led Mira along a narrow path to a clear pond. Fish flickered under the surface. A bird landed on a branch above them, shook its wings, and rose into the open sky. "Look," said Shantima. "If the fish longed to fly like that bird, it would leave the water and struggle for breath. If the bird tried to live like the fish, it would drown. The fish was made to rule the water. The bird was made to draw letters in the sky. Both are wonders, just in different directions." Something unknotted inside Mira. "So I should stop trying to be someone else, not just stop," said Shantima. "Begin. Start being fully yourself. Today, name 3 strengths that are truly yours. Do one small task that honors them. When others shine, bless them and keep your eyes on your path. That is how light grows without burning you." By the pond, Mira remembered what felt natural: reading to younger children, explaining hard ideas with patience, turning letters into little drawings that made sense. She was not the highest singer or the fastest runner. She didn't own new things. But a lane opened in her mind, a clear place where her steps seemed to fit. The following weeks were quiet but strong. Mira still saw Anna win, and she clapped with honest joy, then returned to her studies. She washed her old bicycle, oiled the chain, and rode it with a lifted chin. She started a tiny study circle, helped a librarian create a story corner, and taught letters as pictures are like a roof. Be like 2 balloons, see like a smiling moon. Each night she wrote a single line in a notebook. "Today I swam in my own water." Doubts still visited. On those mornings she stepped outside, looked toward the trees, and whispered, "Mango and coconut, fish and bird." Then she chose one right step and took it. "Small steps," repeated, carved a path as sure as a river-shaped stone. Time passed. Mira trained as a teacher. Her classroom was simple: neat charts, straight chalk lines, and a steady voice. She explained ideas until the slowest students' eyes brightened. When other teachers won awards, she celebrated them and asked for their best methods. She tried those methods, kept what worked, and shared her own. Parents began to say, "If you want a child to love learning, send them to Mira." She did not become the tallest tree or the loudest bird. She became Shadand, a clear morning song in Sundagram that mattered. Visitors sometimes asked for the secret to her calm joy. Mira smiled and said, "Don't compare yourself. A fish can't fly, but it can rule the water. Find your water. Swim there every day." Moral: you are shaped for a particular current strengths to use. limits to respect, a path that fits your feet. Comparison steals your map and hands you someone else's. The forest does not ask the mango to grow taller or the coconut to taste sweeter. The pond does not demand that a fish grow wings. Your task is not to live another person's life. Your task is to live yours, one honest step, then another. If this story brought you a little peace, consider subscribing for more gentle, inspiring tales. Your support helps these stories reach the people who need them most.